If there's one genre of gaming I love, it's fighting games. Just the idea of beating the snot out of your opponent in the most clever and stylish of ways is a type of high that I rarely receive from any other genre of gaming.
Perfect!
As a big fan of them, I go out of my way to look for and try every single one, and I don't have to look very far to find some great ones that I've sunken many hours into. But just because you're a fighting game doesn't automatically mean you're a good one. I'm not talking about fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, DNF Duel, Mortal Kombat 1. These are games that, despite their laundry list of flaws, I've still managed to find some enjoyment out of all of them. Oh no, this, my friends, is a level of absurdity that surpasses even the most atrocious fighting games. On a scale of Mortal Kombat Advanced to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, this game is firmly cemented in a spot well below the worst. Does a game like that really exist? How can one even come across such a product? Alright, so imagine that you don't have a lot of money, but you want to try something new. After some time searching through Steam, you come across a game sold for the very low price of $4.99. The game in question is Urban Street Fighter. Urban Street Fighter? Unoriginal game title aside, the Steam page description mentions it being a hardcore beat 'em up game. I'll be the judge of that.
A few minutes later.
Alright, I'm $5 poorer and ready to boot this baby up. Let's do this. Sheesh, that music was obnoxious. Now where was I? Oh right, actually playing the game. You'll notice that you're thrown into the menu immediately and aren't even greeted with so much as a title. Would it have killed them to put a nice shiny logo in there letting the player know what they're getting into? As I explore the menus, I've noticed how limited the settings are as well as the game modes. Even simple things like training and arcade mode are absent in this. Anyways, the menus may be ugly, but what of the characters? I mean, the roster is easily one of the most important aspects of fighting games, so let's see what we got.
Okay.
So we have 8 characters. That's a small number, but to be fair, even the OG Street Fighter 2 had the same amount. Gotta start somewhere, right? As for the characters themselves, well, calling them generic would be an understatement, honestly. Soccer Boy? Driver? What kind of lore would they have to be throwing hands?
Driver.
And why are the character portraits shot in various angles? I haven't even played the game yet and I'm already finding many simple errors all throughout the menus, but let's move on. After selecting your character, you can choose between 5 stages which, upon closer inspection, looks more like they all take place near factories rather than an urban setting. Urban Street Fighter? More like Industrial Street Fighter. Enough jokes, let's fight.
Okay.
The gameplay is a choppy, unstable, unfinished mess. The animations are stiff and difficult to read, and even the camera seems to have a bit of trouble following the characters. And once you start diving deeper into the mechanics, it gets even worse. From my understanding and testing, the game is a 6-button fighter, but I've come to find that many characters are straight up missing attacks, so pressing these buttons will do nothing. The playstyles of these characters are also lackluster, as there only seems to be 3 styles that are shared between multiple characters, all with slight variances. Playstyle number 1 is what I like to call the obviously not Ryu fighting style, which consists of Mike, Driver, and Robot Kyle. Although it's the most fluid and complete of the 3 styles, I just can't help but be reminded of a certain character when I look at these animations. Playstyle number 2, which I've nicknamed the Robot fighting style, consists of Mechanimbot, Susan, and Soccer Boy. The animations of this style are incredibly stiff like a robot normally would be, even if 2 humans decide to adopt them for some reason. Also worth mentioning is that they have this one multi-kick move, which also reminds me of another character. The last fighting style seems to be an existing martial art and is used by Ethan and Boxer. Can you guess what this fighting style is? Oh, I don't know. Boxing? It's Wing Chun. It's Wing Chun, everyone. Whoa, where are you guys going? I'm not done yet. I haven't even explained how this text here telling you how to pause is there for the entire match and you can't get rid of it.
Hey, listen!
When you check the command list, you'll only see the moves for the obviously not Ryu playstyle, and not the other two. This stage has a stream of air blowing with no pipe present, and wait, this is the best one. Stage 4 has a particular area where the foreground literally hides the fighters. You think Reptile's invisibility is scary? Psh! Try playing on this stage and imagine all of the mind games and unseeable mix-ups you can perform on your opponent while they don't have a clue what's going on. I should also mention that for some ungodly reason, the game is available on Switch and PlayStation under the name Urban Street Fighting, which is somehow even more unfinished as the highly regarded characters Driver and Robot Kyle are nowhere to be found in these versions. AAA graphics? Give me a break. And another... Hold on, what am I doing here? I'm ragging on this game endlessly, but why? I like to think it's because I've been so used to the polishing and soul of the fighting games that I grew up with that I just never realized how hard it is to make all of these games. I certainly wouldn't have been able to pull off even this abomination of a game, and spending roughly an hour with it with the recording and the editing has made me develop a deeper appreciation for my favorite game genre. You'll often see nowadays how everyone compares Steam charts or Twitch viewer numbers or some other arbitrary indication of how good their fighting game is, when I'm just glad the fighting games that we do play and bag on are functional. Sure, this game may be a hot steaming pile of waste and I most likely saved you $5, but I hope I at least gave you a different way to view all the fighting games you and I have enjoyed. Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, no matter what you play, no matter what flaws they might have, I highly doubt that it could be any worse than Urban Street Fighter. For my final score, I give it a 0.1 out of 10. Only because Driver looks kinda cool. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I haven't made something like this in a long time, so this video is essentially me just de-rusting my video editing skills. I do hope to make more content in the future, so if you like this type of content, please be sure to subscribe to be notified of any uploads that I do. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.